Karl Hala, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bracket the Howard, Bracket the Howard Shai, Bracket the Howard, Bracket the Howard Shai, Bracket the Howard, Bracket the Howard Shai, the Wada, Abba Abba, Karl Kadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teaches the truth, 100% truth, according to the scripture, according to the Bible. Title of my lesson this morning is going to be, I Have Dreamed, I Have Dreamed. And we're going to start off in the book of Jeremiah, or the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25 through 27. I have heard what the prophet said. The prophecy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophecy lies? Yea, they are prophets of deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. And talking about Baal, you're talking about it's a Canaanite deity, which it kind of goes back to fertility, to gain, and really kind of like really goes back to money, and that's almost like a way of worshiping money, Shalakia. And that's a lot of Jakes, man. Jake worship money. It's a lot of people have sold out, or what you like to call COINTELPRO. Another name for them would be a Judas goat. People that they pretend to be there for your people, but at the same time, they're really there to mislead your people. And we may have some in some of these Israelite groups, man, that are Judas goats. So you have to be careful. Some of these groups that's out here, because they're there to purposely to mislead the people from the truth. And I'm gonna give you a simple definition of Judas goat. A goat that has been specially trained to lead sheep or other livestock, especially to the slaughterhouse, in a stockyard or meat factory. And that's what a Judas goat is. So you have those amongst our people who work for this society, man, that works for this kingdom to mislead the people of Israel down the wrong path to their destruction. Now, I told you the title of this lesson is called I Have Dreamed, I Have Dreamed. And now you see here's one of our civil rights leaders from back in the 60s, MLK. And it's going to hurt a lot of people, man, because a lot of people have a lot of faith in a lot of our these so-called heroes from back in the days, man. And a lot of them were on the payroll of the government. And this is MLK again. And right there, he's with one of the Rothschilds. I think it's Richard Rothschild. I think it's his name. I may be wrong, but I think it's Richard Rothschild, one of the Richard Rothschilds. And the Rothschilds, they're one of the oligarchs, man, one of the elites, one of the kings of the earth, a family of the kings of the earth that rule this empire, man. And a lot of them, they really the puppeteers. They're the ones that behind the scene. They don't want to be known right out in public, but they're the ones who pull all the strings. You're not gonna see them running for presidents or stuff like that, but they're behind the scenes who orchestrate, who give these so-called presidents, which really are puppets, their talking points. These oligarchs are the ones who truly make policy. So let me hit this video right quick.
I have the pleasure to present to you Martin Luther King, Jr. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
And mind you, this is a pivotal time in Israelites' history, man. A lot of major changes were done during this time.
50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation.
Talking about the shadow of
This momentous
Egypt.
decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later,
We still in our captivity
the
to this
life
day.
of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. And every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together.
Well, we're gonna stop there though, but we get the gist of it. But basically, you know, he had a purpose, man, and his purpose was to assimilate us into their society, man. Because, you know, prior to that, you know, Jake was, I forget the law but they had in place, well, Jim Crow laws that they had in place of segregation, where everything's supposed to be separate but equal. And really, we as a people were thriving once we were in our own communities. But those oligarchs knew that they had to assimilate us into their society to totally fulfill their plan of destroying our families. And, you know, and during that time, that's when they had to switch over with the parties from the government, from the Democrat to the Republicans, and where the Republicans, you know, were like the wolf, and Democrats being like the fox, were able to smooth over Jake and convince Jake that he can be an equal in this society. And, you know, you have some people and some that have made strides in this government that's within this society, but our people as a whole have been totally been destroyed, and a lot of it is through psychological warfare that's been used to help keep our people and destroy our people. You know, through creating pockets of job opportunities that are lost, you know, within those communities. You know, breaking up the family. You know, convincing the women, Eve, during that time, that's when they started convincing Eve that she, you know, this feminism, the spirit of feminism, thinking that she can go be without a man, that she can, you know, take the government handouts and she can still raise a family. Convinced, you know, they took these opportunities out. A lot of Jakes went to the streets, you know, got on drugs and whatever. So a lot of changes went on during that time. It was a pivotal time in 1960, in the early 70s, when the government made a major play in destroying our communities. And they used a lot of these so-called leaders, and this go all the way back to W.E. Du Bois. A lot of them, you know, were part of the so-called boule, you know, which, you know, you look at the word boule, and it kind of give you like, it pretty much like a gatekeeper for society. But let me go back over this again. Jeremiah chapter 23 and 25. I have heard what the prophet said, and the prophecy lies in my name. So they lie on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and they give you a false name, which is Jesus Christ, saying, I have dreamed. And one of his speechwriters is a Small Hatter. You know, it was a Small Hatter who wrote this, a lot of MLK's speeches. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets, and prophecy lies? Yea, they are prophets of deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name. So you know, they convince and Jake to believe in JC, you know, Jesus Christ, which causes people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as the fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. Jeremiah 23:11. For both prophet and priest are profane, yea. In my house have I found their wickedness, saith the Lord. So they making like Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has come to them and given them this vision, which is nothing but a lie, man. Like I said, his speech is written by a Small Hatter. And it just shows you the power of, you know, prophecy, man. And this was written over 2,000 years ago, and they telling you right now what happened, you know, in the 1960s, you know, what they were going to do. And the Lord put in the spirit of them to write this speech. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 12 through 14. Wherefore their way shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. Because that's the shadow of Egypt, man. And Jake is walking around in the darkness with a blindfold on, being led by a Judas goat. They shall be driven on and fall therein. For I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, said the Lord. And remind you now, that's the time when the truth came out. That's when the truth came out through our great elder Abba Bivens, which was prophecy, you know, to bring out this truth. You know, that was up there in I think it was in Harlem, New York. when the truth came out, Verse 13, and I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophecy in Baal, and cause my people Israel to err. They cause Jake to go off, man. That's why Jake is in the condition that they're in today, man. Jake is worshiping after all these different gods, Islam, JC, Serapis Christmas, go back to him. Buddhism, Jake is all type of thing. Witchcraft, Jake and all type of things, man. I have seen also the prophets of Jerusalem, and horrible thing they commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. So our people come as, the people was in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, Right now, this nation is like Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0, man. And same way as the Northern Kingdom, with their Christianity, man, which they use that wine of Babylon on them down in the islands, man. And they got them worshiping, you go to Brazil or go to Dominican Republic, they got this big statue of JC, standing on top of a mountain, with his hands stretched out. And that's part of that shadow that's over the people, man, to keep the people blind and worshiping, really, they worshiping Baal, they're not worshiping Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And you try to teach those people this truth, man, they don't want to hear it because they've been so indoctrinated into the systems that ruled over them, thinking that they're going to be made equal, that they're going to give an opportunity to be on equal footing with their oppressor. And really, as scripture tells you, it's nothing but like a slippery, have a problem saying that, Shalakia. It's like a slippery slope, man, that Jake is on, man, in darkness, man. And he's being led by these Judas goats. The prophet Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 21 and 22. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my word, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. And there was true prophets of the Lord that told our people not to put their trust in Egypt, not to trust in this government. And we would go back to telling our people to follow these laws, statutes, commandments as the Lord has ordained us to do, man. Prophet Jeremiah, chapter 23 and 25, and 26 and 27. I have heard what the prophets said, that prophecy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets, that prophecy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams which they tell, every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. And in the Bible, like I said, the word Baal is the name given to several different deities who are designated as false gods or idols. However, it is the most often used to describe a specific Canaanite, Phoenician god, lowercase god, G, of the fertility and rain, which means kind of, goes back to, for like gain, for substance, just the word I'm looking for, prosperity. Additionally, Baal is associated with Beelzebub, demons, and the devil. So what that scripture told us, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. So they worship all these false deities, man, instead of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And a lot of these, so-called Judas goats, these false leaders that, amongst our people are leading them, leading the blind, man, and leading them to their slaughter. prophet Jeremiah, chapter 23 through 28. Chapter 23, verse 28 through 32. The prophets that hath a dream, let him tell a dream. And he hath my word, let them speak my word faithfully. What is a shaft to the wheat, saith the Lord. So these false prophets, man, what are they to the true men of the Lord, man? They're nothing. What are they to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? The end is going to tell, man. Just tell them, just wait around and find out. We're going to find out real soon. Verse 29. Shalaki, the allergies killing me this morning. Is not my word like as a fire, said the Lord Yahweh, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? So his word is like the great millstone, man. When they had the image in the prophet Daniel, and that great millstone came and hit at the feet and destroyed that statue, man. So this word is like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord Yahweh, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. And what did they do? They went into the Bible and used the Lord's word to mislead our people back in the 1960s, man. Back in Washington, D.C., where they had the obelisk and all those things there, which signifies knowing that this place is modeled after Babylon the Great and ancient Egypt. That's why they call it in the scriptures, man, modern day Egypt, or the daughter of Babylon, or modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. Verse 31. Behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord Yahweh, that use their tongues and say he saith. So they lying on the Lord, man. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams and said Yahweh, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore they shall not profit this people at all, said the Lord Yahweh. And you have some amongst Israel with some of these Israelite groups, which are under the 501c3 charter, which, they're controlled. A lot of them may be controlled by the government. And so they might tell you that you're Israelite, but certain things they're not going to give you the full truth on. And a lot of it is going to lead our people to be destroyed, especially when it comes down to the MOTB. That's one of the major prophecies that we almost here at the beginning of about to go into. And that's a major prophecy that a lot of our people are going to be tricked into taking the MOTB, that charagma. That's spoken of in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. I'm going to go to prophet Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on houses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And that's our people, man. And that's why it's kind of significant that they're there in Washington, D.C., amongst the government. They're crying out to the government to be released. But that was the beginning of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Letting our people know when the truth finally came out. And that's when it revealed during that time that we are the Israelites, man. We're the Lord's chosen people. And that was the beginning of their end, man. That was the beginning of our coming into power. And here we are today in 2024, and we see all these prophecies are coming to pass. Time of Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, the third woe that's been spoken of to happen, and the battle of Jehoshaphat, and also the famine of the word is going to happen once the elect has been sealed. That's when the word is no longer going to go out, and that's when the elect is going to be sealed, the 1/3, and the 2/3 is going to be left out there hanging, and it's going to be destroyed with these other heathens. So I'm going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in the ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Over times past, we always had these so-called heroes that came out and that were going to lead our people to the promised land, And the Lord set up that no man is going to be able to save you from this oppression, man, from this captivity. It's the only way it's going to happen is going to come through the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua. Yahushua is going to be our Savior, man. He's going to come in person and gather up his people and take his elect into the promised land. See, any one of these heroes that came out, either they were imprisoned or the government was able to have power over them, or he put them to death. As in case MLK and Malcolm X, we see what it did to them, and all that did was kill the spirit of the people, where the people felt hopelessness, and that's when Jake really started to go off, man. That's when he just went in all type of despair, got into drugs. That's when the heroin epidemic came out during that time. Jake went into the disco era. It was just all type of wickedness, and degeneracy. And then we see where we're at today, man. And it's just, Jake has been totally bamboozled all over the place, man. Going to go into Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Verse 3, for all nations have drunk the wine and the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. So this place is like a burning house, man. Lord's going to set this place on fire with them ICBM missiles, man. And it's spoken of in Revelations, man. Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. That virgin whore that got all the nations drunk with her wine. And wine is talking about her philosophies, which they put sanctions on all these other nations if they don't participate in their degeneracy. You see what happened over there in Africa, where they put sanctions on them countries because they refused and they stood up against sodomy. Revelation chapter 18, verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, and double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. So for all the burden and hardship that she put on us, for hardcore slavery, she's going to get double what we got. So the double's going to be, they're going to be in subjection to us, man. It's talking about mainly the ruling class families. Those are the ones that's going to go into that hardcore slavery. And their children, and their children's children. They're going to be used to help build up our kingdom. Shalak. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord thy God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, who judgeth her. And what's so ironic about it, and what's so ironic about it, Martin Luther King, just before he was assassinated, he may have got an epiphany, where he saw the wrong that he had done, and he started speaking out, and his speech started to change, man. And that's when he went on and put him to death. And he was saying, and it's quoted here, said, "I have led my people into a burning house." And let me hit this video, pull up this video real quick.
Please tell me y'all just seen this crazy shit that just...
Confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go. Confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a...
He said, turn into a nightmare. Which was nothing but a dream, like I said, the small hats had written for him. And he knew he led our people into a burning house, because this place is going to burn, man. As prophecy by the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And even you got a lot of these Edomites evangelists that tell you that this place is Babylon the Great. I think it was his name, Pat Roberts. You know, I seen where one of his videos before he passed, you know, he's saying this place is Babylon the Great. Because it mimics after, you know, these Sodom and Gomorrah and those other places, man, that the Lord destroyed. Got another video
Dr.
too.
David said to me 5 days, as a matter of fact, before he was murdered, he was at my home. He had just finished a strategy meeting on the Poor People's Campaign. And he seemed quite agitated after what we thought was a very successful gathering and discussion. And he said to me, I said, what's the matter, Martin? You seem very agitated. He said, well, I am. But I've come upon a thought that I don't know how to deal with at this moment. I said, well, what is it? He said, we fought law for integration. It looks like we're going to get it. I think we get the laws. He says, but I'm afraid that I've come upon something I don't know quite what to do with. I'm afraid that we're integrating into a burning house. And when we asked for further clarification, Andy Young was with me at that time, my wife, others. He said America's lost whatever little moral vision it had, its moral sense.
She never had any moral sense, any moral vision. And really, all it was, you know, she portrayed herself as being an angel of light into the world. But Lord has pulled back the layers, man, and revealed this this bitch for who she is, man. Now all the nations and people of the world can see who she really is. The Lord has revealed her hypocrisy. And I'm going to show you this video, what happens once we became...
That's insane, bro. Yeah.
Once we became...
You know what's sad and heartbreaking? I feel like this didn't happen by accident.
integrated into their society.
And if you could sum this area up in a sentence, this town, what would you say if you could describe
And this is in Mississippi, Alabama, but you know, down there where the civil rights began.
Aaron, these niggas gonna die this shit, Aaron.
blood in the pothole with Jackson, man. That's a dangerous time.
They call what you make out of. You run with the wrong crowd, you fall like a wrong crowd.
Do you think a murderer can be a murderer and a good person?
You might be around until...
So look what Jacob's become, man, that degenerate vine. Lord don't recognize these people, man. That's why he's going to treat them just like the Gentiles when he come back and destroy this place.
This shit going on for real. Yeah, they still running under that Jim Crow law. Stay with me now, don't get lost.
Hard working is good. Yes, sir. There's some good solid black folks down here. Yes, sir. I've been told to come to Mississippi because every documentary I do, I always see in the comments, come to Jackson, Mississippi, come to Mississippi. I also see comments saying,
Birmingham,
don't come
Alabama,
to Mississippi because your camera will,
Texas,
your camera is
all
going
the
to get
places in
stolen.
Texas,
I'm on my way to
Louisiana,
Mississippi now.
any big
I'm going
city,
to Jackson, Natchez,
even the
and
small
Moorhead,
towns
to interview
now
gang
have
members.
become
Hopefully my cameras don't get robbed when you see this video.
degenerate, man. How people have become unrecognizable.
You alright, bro? How are you?
Shit, cool, chill, straight.
What's the name?
Nick Hardbody.
And where are we at the moment?
Shit, Moorhead, Mississippi.
And how dangerous would you say Moorhead, well, this area of Moorhead is?
I ain't gonna say it yet, cause it dangerous, cause we dangerous now. But other than that, you nigga bitch.
Nigga touch me on the spot, I'ma bust him. Yeah.
You with the dangerous, that's why he ain't dangerous, cause you with the dangerous motherfucker. Like you with the other motherfucker, it'll be dangerous for you. You straight.
It's that generation that's going to be fit for destruction.
5, 5, 6. I ain't gonna need to lie to you with switches on everything. We got switch on 30-30. You ain't even seen that they both extra. How you put a switch on a 30-30 and they both extra? You ain't never seen that. Like, man, you really quit. See, Ryan here. Man, I got some young niggas. I got some niggas. I can give them half a gram out there and go kill you for $15. Stop playing.
That's insane, bro. That's a different life.
That's what's going on.
Smoking. I swam in the water, boy, I'm deep off in the ocean. Pour that lean up, boy, I'm sipping on that potion. Nigga, I'm so stingy, I'ma kill you if you owe me. You hear me? You know what's going on, man. The bottom boy shit, Snoop World forever. No, right here on the block with the winner.
You alright, bro? What's the name?
Leaking, leaking.
And Leaky, where are we at the moment?
We're on the bottom. We're in the 6.
And what's this area called? The city?
The 6.
The 6, yeah. And what's it like living in this environment?
Same thing you'll go through another hood, shooting, killing, running from the police, shit like that.
And bro, the reason I've came to Mississippi is because I've heard it's one of the most murderous states in the whole of America.
Yeah, it's gonna be some murdering going on. Shit get real.
And Nikki, why do you think that is though? Why do you think the murder rate's so high within Mississippi?
Killing, beef, kill, jealous, hate.
You mad about pussy?
Retaliation.
Some boy be mad about
retaliation for sure. Retaliation. Yeah, you know, retaliation probably be like 90%.
Well, that's
10%.
enough of that, man. But that's the wine of Babylon, man. That's what our people were led into, that burning house. And that's the end result, man. That's what the making of our people have become, that were led by these leaders, man, to the slaughterhouse. And that's just the beginning of it. We ain't seen shit yet till Yahweh Shah come and he unleashed them angels, man. Unleashed some ICBM missiles over here. And not to mention those foreign troops that are in here. When Lord turn all that loose, it's going to be hell and chaos, man. Death and destruction all over the place. So Lord is preparing us for that day through the scriptures, man, that we may be ready to stand on Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in the darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Only Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. He's setting up for his glorification. All nations are going to fear him once he delivers his people. And it's only going to be his elect. And let me go back over Jeremiah chapter 23, 25, and 27 again. I have heard what the prophets say, and prophecy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart? And the prophets of prophecy lies. Yea, they are prophets of deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. Was the one I wanted to get here too, where it led our people to Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 14. I have seen also in the prophets of, of Jerusalem, amongst our people, talking about our people, talking about you Israelites. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing that commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of the evildoers. Who they strengthen? They strengthen these our oppressors, man. They're gatekeepers of our people, and they help to strengthen and keep this government going. And walk in lies and strengthen also the hands of the evildoers, and none doth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom and Gomorrah, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. So these people have led our people down a rabbit hole, man. And that's where they at today, man. Jake refused to come out of it. Jake gonna still, they follow after the ways of these gatekeepers have put in place, the boule, and they still misleading our people. You got the same ones out there today trying to convince Jake, to follow after Kamala Harris and even President Trump, man. These people are not for you. They're gonna help you be destroyed. And so with that being said, man, all praise Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. I pray this lesson was edifying. With that, say shalom.